excited about Breeze and Fracture. I'm happy. I like those maps.
I really like this composition actually from Fominfriends. Even though you did mention the Sova is not there to counter the lockdown potential, they still have a Fragment from KO. They have Paint Shells from Raze, and also Orbital Strike from the Brimstone, which is an ultimate that can just clear out instantly as well. So they still do have answers. Not as reliable as like Shock Dart lineups, but even then, a lockdown can be placed in place that you're not really positioned ready for. That goes out. Doesn't get any information from the team though, and Blank positions aggressively as Reynas do, and finds the first blood of this match.
Like butter, baby.
Oh, and Chrome and Polar Bear to follow it up as well, looking strong for Hawk Bold. Hawk Bald, not bold. There's not an O in there. The joke is there, and I completely whiffed on it.
Very bold.
Yeah, I suppose. Riken trying to get aggressive. Oh, misses. It's down to just Riken. 1 versus 4. Now 1 versus 3. Finds a second with the Frenzy, looking to go on a Frenzy, but with just 22 HP, is stuck in an awkward position. The swing should end their life. Catches his timing, actually, the Brim backing away, but Polar Bear holds the angle, hits the headshot just for good measure. 74 HP left over for the Brim, nowhere near dying, especially long range up against a Frenzy. And Hawkbald will win the pistol up against Fom and Friends, or Fominfriends, I suppose. Strong start.
Yeah, very strong start, largely thanks to Blank, and that's kind of the reign of things right now. It's for the most part, people consider KO to be a better arena as far as team plays and straight up gameplay, especially at higher levels. But Arena can have a lot of strength of just taking an aggressive peek and fight. And if they can get that kill, they just instantly get out of there without being traded off. And you saw like immediately the effectiveness of Arena in good hands like Blank's.
Oh, nice shock dart. Strong start here for Hawk yet again. I think Hawk have the ideal composition, but I'd switch out the Reyna for the KO. You were talking about the KO basically completing Reyna's job, but a little bit more effectively. The flashes are better. The utility is usable without finding kills, which I think is Reyna's main disadvantage, is you have to find frags in order to be useful utilitarian-wise. Blank doesn't find frags and dies because of it. Awkward position for the Reyna to be in. She's now down, and Hawk are down an opener. Not a great start for them in a round that they should statistically win just about every day of the week.
Yeah, and something that we might be seeing as an issue moving forward is because they have a double duelist composition. Naturally, they're going to want to take more fights, and on the defensive side of things, when taking guesswork and going into potential death balls and groupings of the offensive team, it might be a little tougher of a call. No information coming from the Fade, though, and it's still the Spectres in hand versus the pistols of Fominfriends that come out on top on the entry there. Crossfire is perfectly set up by Hawkbald and Riken, and yet another 1v4 situation that I don't know if they can find a way out, especially because this Crossfire setup that's still there from Hawkbald.
I don't always like to play Sentinels, but when I do, I love to be on the attacking side in a 1 versus 4 where I have no map control and the spike isn't in my hands. Insert Dos Equis meme here. Hawkbald take 2 in a row. Fominfriends, not a great start for them. Again, missing that Sova is a lot of information off the board. Yeah, the Haunt's pretty good, but it's relatively easy to take out if you know where it's being thrown up, and when you throw it up, it's easy to track. It drops down right where it lands, and bang, it's shot. That's exactly what happened in that round. Hawkbald, even though they lose the opener, lose nobody more, and continue on their reign of terror. It'll be a gun round for Fominfriends, while on the other side, Hawk are left on the SMGs they've saved over.
Nice defensive setup for Tree in case Blake needs to fall back, but Blake will be probably commonly looking to make some aggressive push-outs. Maybe not as far beyond the line of scrimmage, but at least getting to rat corners, things like that, and be ready to pounce on opportunities as soon as they come. Getting some information from Drios' Alodrone, finds out there's at least one member towards tiles, and the member that it was, probably not a lurking option. As these members of Fominfriends completely spread out, trying to create any kind of chaos and disruption to keep the defensive line thinned out for Hawkbald.
Oh my goodness, Chrome and Drios, the coordination's there. Perry has to back away because of the paint shells. Hawk is so coordinated. You love that team cohesion, especially holding awkward angles as the Rays crouched behind close cubby inside of B main. Feels bad, man, for Fominfriends. This is a full rifle round for them, by the way. They are fully invested, and it's not a great start.
Yeah, a little bit of a confusing one as well, considering they got spotted out towards B main, and then they started
30
making an
seconds
approach
left.
towards B main with a spike in hand when the other two members are the ones trying to make a flank based on where the spike's position is, or like a distraction over towards A, but they were later on the play. I like that Hawkball fell off though after that. Didn't get too greedy, and as I get this defensive lines nice and squared away.
Enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness, are we looking at a flawless bonus round? Is that a possibility? It is indeed. Chrome
Wow.
will shut him down through the wall, no less. Looking to retrieve some rifles. It's going to happen as well. An outstanding third round from Hawkbald, who, well, I mean, with how much of a Chad he looks like here, I'd say he has a full head of hair.
Yeah, as a residential Chad expert, I would agree.
Oh my gosh, there are 4 players without a kill on Fominfriends.
Yeah, things are looking a little rough. They got
Including
303 from Chrome, but a couple 030s on the side of Fominfriends.
Please tell me we're going to see James Bond this game. As much as I like to see people get kills, I also like to make jokes. It's funny.
007, that means no deaths. 7 assists.
Well, it's there's still 2 zeros. The issue with
Okay.
Valorant is there's never going to be a 007
There's
unless
like
you're a Sage
dyslexic
or
007.
yeah, I
fair.
suppose a dyslexic 007. That's certainly a possibility. Chrome looking to play angles. That is an angle, by the way, and it seems like they were aware of it on the far side. Unfortunately, the shot just not landing. This is Nico for Fominfriends. You're looking for economic damage, aka kills, but I mean, you'd always like to win rounds. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is you're probably not going to be able to pull it off.
Let me clear out these right angles. Utility to spin, but nobody's there to be affected by it. Chrome can't quite hit the shots, but at least get some damage off and lives to continue holding map control. As the members of Fominfriends to rotate over to a B site instead, but a lot of information given away. Free kill for Rui. Nice ping from the Sova. Utility of their own. Drios, though, has to stay alive. Being suppressed by his Fade utility, though, back in boats. Hard to sit back there against a Fade, and Drios is reminded of that lesson for sure.
Swing through. They're avoiding the alarm bot, which does get shot. Damage being put through. The wall bang does not land. Blank hits one, though. Good dismiss. Completely baiting out the Killjoy. Watson is dropped, not the Apex Legends Apex Legends legend, by the way. Just Watson, the person who's playing Raze. Hawk Bald will go up 4-0. Fominfriends do very little economic damage in the grand scheme of play.
Drio is topping the board right now, 6-1-3. It's a player that a friend of mine goes by the name Top Fact Wally said, hey, a friend of mine is over there playing the LAN. His name's Drios. Let me know if you're ever casting him. So I just sent him a DM about it. And it's a player who's looking for a team. Just posted on Twitter a week ago. And this is a perfect opportunity to show your skill set. 6-1-3 top of the board. It's a great look so far to try to get picked up. Perhaps Hawkball forms a team later on, even though it's a pug team for now. As far as I know.
Hey, all pug teams are pug teams for time being. A lot of these players are LFO, by the way, for all of you O's that are LFP. I'd suggest them. They're pretty cool. In goes a lockdown. It doesn't create as much space as I think they would like. Chrome has to make it out, though. They should be detained. No, they will not. It is the A-site game, but it is at the cost of an ultimate. Chrome looking to push through as they've been detected. Blank trying to find a kill in through the doors. Good smoke. Disallowing any push without having to go straight through it, but a good wide swing will allow them to find 1 kill. They have to clear out the hell position, and they'll do just that. Fomin looking to find even more, but again, a dismiss. The bait from Blank has worked now 2 times running. It's an awful position for the Fominfriends team to be in. The spray not landing. It is gonna get it to half, but the Molotov lands. The swing, parry, does not find the kill. They'll be able to pull out the round on the Hawkbald side. 5 unanswered. Even with the Molotov, Fominfriends cannot find a round.
I honestly thought Perry was going to get that line up there and get the double and try to keep fighting through that round, but couldn't quite hit the shots. The duck dive, dip, dodge, and duck, and dodge, and all those other Ds for the dodgeball reference. From Blank was good enough. Duck out, polar bear, good enough shots. Drios dying for the cause, got the halfway before falling to the incendiary, but Still Hawkballed 5-0, incredibly dominant start. And you mentioned potentially more than one Hunter's Fury. I think that's exactly what we're going to get, as Trios already has the first.
Again, an outstanding start for Hawk. They're going to continue with their reign of terror, and, well, they're basically going unrestricted blank. Oh my goodness. Wow. Somebody stop this man. He has an Empress built up. He's yet to die in a blaring situation. He's still getting aggressive. Look at that. Looking for another. He's using the dismiss to get aggressive, not to back away. Should have backed away. A little bit too much over-aggression there. Polar Bear is there to assist. Is combat stimmed up by their own stim? A timing has gone away from Chrome, but still gone his way in entirety. Parry will get the spike down, but is left alone in a 1 versus 3. Has a Spectre in hand, the Incendiary along with the Orbital Strike. This is a possible post-plant for the Brim. If anybody's going to be left in it, it might as well be him, but he's run out of Sky Smokes and has used all of them in order to gain this control. In comes this Hawkballed side. He drops Chrome, but is being swung on by the remaining 2 players. Rui looking to take the first fight, and with the Operator will do just that. Hawk with 6, now unanswered on the defensive side of Ascent.
Tough spot for Perry there at the very end, having more angles to work with, and stuck in the corner. It was a position advantage for Hawkballed. Lockdown, Orbital Strike, everything available for Hawkballed. Almost so for Fominfriends as well. I think this round, with the buy-up being available for both teams at the top of it, this is going to be quite the spicy events to unfold here. So one person not with an ultimate is Raiken, but all things considered, an ultimate offensively for Lockdown. Not the most amazing thing. Get the sight, but that would be answered back anyway. You can use the Nightfall from Fade instead to push on in.
Chrome again getting aggressive in. The Prowler's taken out early blank. No way you get aggressive here as well. The swing, well timed, finds one, backs away. Again, blank, finding more. In goes everything here for Fominfriends. It finds nothing. 1 kill is all they walk away with. Hawk walk away with 5. And the round, they have 5 ultimates to work with. They have so much money in their bank accounts, you'd think they were a Swiss team. They're up 7-0.
So many ults used by Fominfriends that round 2, and none by Hawk. That's insane. The timing from Blink so far on these pressure points it's been so good. Only punished once, really, so far for doing that. Kind of the second time when they were overheating earlier on, so maybe just rail it in a little bit, have some comms routines to be like, hey, don't overheat, or something. But nevertheless, still finding a ton of success is Blank. The rest of Hawk and Friends holding lanes so well, swinging off each other, everything of that sort. Fom also learning the lesson I learned pretty early on with using fakes. I did a lot of like crash course as soon as she released. I'm like, I gotta know how to cast her, this player a lot. Yeah, that ultimate's sick. Causes a decay, cuts out their audio so they hear nothing, creates the line at their feet so you know exactly where you're gonna be standing. But the thing about it is they can still hold lanes and shoot back just as effectively, and that's exactly what just happened as Fominfriends rolled through, but the shots were still there just the same. Because it's definitely a tell, like, we ulted, we're swinging in, and that response was perfectly done. So Hawkball still staying on top, and Polar Bear hitting 800 right now.
Keep it cool.
As a Brimstone, no assist, going 8-0. Just fragging.
That means at one point he was Bond James.
Yes. Stirred, shaken. Stirred, not shaken.
I hate it. I hate it so much. That was a good joke, though. I'll give that. Raiken, good opener. Finally, Blank dies. Took him long enough. Oh my goodness. Dying on opening engagements has not been Blank's call. Raiken looking for a second. Unsuccessful. Nice satchel away. That's a pseudo tailwind, if you will. Rui looking to get aggressive. Oh, no, misses the shots. You gotta hit those. Feels bad, man. Oh, orbital striking. What?
So close, dude. Oh, that's frustrating. Like, come on, just give it to me. We have the Hunter's Fury set up, though. The spike plant was attempted. Pulled off a little bit. The read wasn't quite there from Drios. The Recon Bolt is available shortly. Could be used. Chrome finding a nice frag on the entry end, so no more lurk from Watson. It's going to be a straight 4v3 on site. God Sandy trying to hold this garage pressure point, but surely that's going to be cleared out shortly. Polar Bear checks it, but gets shut down. First death of this entire match in round number 8. And it's going to be during this retake, but Chrome finds a frag on the enemy. Brimstone, smokes are gone, lockdown is used, and Rui defends it beautifully. Now down to a 1 vs 2 situation.
Oh no.
But Rui finishes the fight with the classic in the hand of all things Fom. The player on the agent trying to put the pressure down is then pressured themselves. How the turntables.
Oh, how the turntables. Unfortunately, he turned away at the worst possible freaking time. Fomin and friends being caught with timing time and time again. I swear, it's like they're the opposite of time. I feel like they don't like me. It hurts. I don't know. Jokes aside, it's really hurting Fom and friends where you're seeing them continually lose these gunfights, and not only based off of merit, where you're seeing Hawk and Bald as a squad go nuts, notably the Reyna popping off, Blank being the catalyst to it. But you're seeing timing go their way as well. That usually does help. Blank, oh no, they haven't cleared it! Oh no, he finds one! Chrome does turn it back. That should never happen. It's a formality clear where you kind of look that way, yet you don't fully clear it in your own mind. Polar Bear straight through the smoke. Rui with one across from the smoke. Watson does bring it back, though. It's into the 1 vs 2. Fomin could get caught out here. God Sanity lucky. That paint shell hits the door. 1 vs 2 here for the KO, the Spectre in hand.
If the door wasn't there, that paint shell lineup actually would have gotten towards where God Sanity was. And only 92 effective HP right now. Quick mass, what's up? This 0 point will take away all that information, but with the plank going down, there's going to be a lot of accurate assumptions for Hawkbald.
He's got a timing. No, Chrome swings around. God Sanity unaware. I was talking about timing at the beginning of the round. What a more poetic way to end it based off of a timing peak. Chrome was peeking around looking for the frag and finds it as soon as the KO looks away. Can I just get an F in chat for all of Fominfriends' timings throughout the map? I know it's been a lot, so I think that deserves an F in chat from all of you watching. There's not been a lot, so please and thank you.
It has been pretty rough, and a lot of that is Blank being incredibly disrespectful in a way with how they're challenging just Reyna things. This is basically the one agent in the game now that Tailwind's been nerfed that can just really go and do this whenever they want to because they have dismisses, basically. And Fominfriends hasn't been accounting for it. So the timing just hasn't been there for them because of the ramp. Largely Chrome doing a lot of work as well, realizing the paint shells get out of bad situations. A nice love story between the two boom bots. Moving in is Hawkball maintaining garage control. No way.
Wallbang to death. No shot. He does not get away. So at least that's some semblance of respect back from the game towards Fominfriends, but still a difficult position for them to be in its entirety. Ultimates are available here for the attacking side. You have the lockdown, orbital strike, and null command, but Blank is getting aggressive. You know, it's Blank. Why the heck not, right? He's about to push straight through a sky smoke, and they're completely unaware. There's no sentinel utility on a flank, no alarm bot, no nothing. He's going to catch a timing. They do watch him, though. Riken's aware of it.
Yeah, the turret is on a cooldown, so you see it coming up just now, and the alarm bot was already used as well, so had to physically watch it. It looked like everyone was moving forward, so I was concerned, but Riken just waited. I have it downloaded. Blank goes on the lurks. But what also happens is Polar Bear hitting those shots, still alive in hell. The crossfire set up the high lows, but Polar Bear only able to get one more. There's one left alive. Rui up against Riken. The Killjoy versus Killjoy. The timer goes down. They're not able to get the resurrection, but the lockdown is good enough.
The lockdown should allow him to get out. They're not able to stabilize the core, so the KO falls eventually. In comes the lockdown. Rui should not be suppressed. Is not. I almost thought they were because you saw the little alarm things around the corner. But the back corner is indeed safe for the Killjoy. It's the Doppelganger defense here as they push through, switching it out for the Vandal, understandably so. You miss a shot with that op, you lose the round. The swing coming through, the first nanoswarm lands much earlier than you would like. The opposing nanoswarm, again, thrown in. Second one will continue to take time off the clock. This gives Riken a good position to work with. The swing, Rui expecting the flank, is unaware of Riken's positioning. Riken's caught a timing. Rui's still aware of it. The swing through to the back corner. They have to stick it. They will not be able to. It's a 4K from Riken. Fominfriends win a round, Riken dies.
Yeah, unfortunately, Riken falls, and the economy is not going to be good enough to get full buys up going to the following round. But that was a massive round from Riken nevertheless. A 4K overall, has the awareness of what Blank's tendencies are, punishes them for it, and that one of the site, hitting the shots on the high, hitting it on the low, taking down Polar Bear as well, and going with a lockdown. Like, the only thing was he didn't get the res, but like, what crazy person would go for a res in that situation because Godsend was out in the open and they know exactly the position of Ruin. So all good. That was actually still the best play they could have made and literally played that round perfectly. Congratulations to that for sure.
Blank, oh no, dies to the thought. No, Blank. That feels bad, man. In all fairness, they've been popping off, so I don't think they're gonna be.
It's a little bit of karma for being
dying to a
so
turret.
abrasive with their positioning so far in this game. Getting away with it.
Too good at the game. Too good at the game. The game had to nerf him. Feels bad, man. There is still ultimates available on both sides. Both teams have an orbital strike up. The lockdown's now available for Hawkbald. After that 1v1, it better be. Oh my goodness.
Spike down.
Shots.
Polar and Chrome with one of their own.
There.
And well, the Sky Smoke to allow them to back away. Fominfriends. One round, maybe the only one they pick up. In goes the Showstopper. It finds the kill onto Fomin. Riken 1 versus 4. No. Chrome puts together a 3K. Hawk with double digits.
Last round before the switch.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen a ton of usefulness from this Fade pick so far. A lot of it is thanks to the positioning of Hawkbald. They have worked around it very well and effectively. Also thanks to Blank being aggressive. The weakness of Fade pretty much is whenever Fade's on the back foot. Like, Fade needs to be the one dictating what's happening and pushing forward using that utility. Is a lot of her strengths. But as soon as you're using that as your fallback plan and somebody like Blank on Reyna just challenges you very confidently, it's hard to make the utility be very useful, just like this.
Blank again finding an opening kill, and name a more iconic duo. Chrome finds one, is immediately traded back, as is Polar Bear. Riken, another 1vx scenario, this time a little bit more difficult. The lockdown's not available for them, nor is the spike in their hand. There's the Empress popped for Blank, waiting in towards A main. That's exactly where Riken has to go in order to have any chance at getting the spike, much less winning the round. Blank is unaware of Riken's general position, though. If I was Riken, I'd get a kill, grab this ult orb, and then go grab that spike, or kill, spike, plant, bang, you have your lockdown. Riken has to find the kill first. Will not. Blank with a 3K. Hawk with an 11-1 split. You know, I think a good way to wrap up that half. Wow.
Wow. A lot of it really was Blank, Polar Bear, and Chrome just being insanely good with their guns in hand. Also, Blank and Chrome being very ambitious with the challenging timings, especially Blank, which you kind of need to do as a Reyna anyway. And only once we saw Fominfriends able to effectively punish that, and that was from Riken with a massive pop-off round. Riken overall having a fantastic half, all things considered, but just because wasn't enough overall. And Fade now, I'd say, is the most offensive-sided initiator as far as that balancing goes. Definitely has a hard time on defense, at least from my experience and what I've seen in pro play, but very good at retakes at the very least. And if you can predict the timing of when the offensive team is going to challenge, you can use utility to set up yourself pretty well as well, but predictions are pretty tough, and we'll see if they can play for the retake effectively, especially without having any breathing room really at all. 11-1 already, so losing this pistol round would be devastating.
A situation that you cannot afford if you're Fominfriends. Hawkbald still in a good spot. This is a massively advantageous position for them, and they found an opening kill. The issues compound here for the defensive side. Watson gets aggressive, though, does find a kill. The right click from Drios does not land, but this should be the A-site gone. Wait, Watson playing inside of the smoke is able to play that close-range position, and, well, finds the kill. Drios plants the spike. It'll be Hawkbald in a post-plant scenario. Watson's getting aggressive around Heaven as well. Polar in a good position to deal with this. Are they aware? It seems like they are. In goes the location revealing, though. It lands. Riken with a double on the frenzy. Fominfriends win the pistol.
That Prowler ruined their plans right there. Just hunting down, locking on, and attacking. Nearsighted, position revealed. Not much they could have done there. Fominfriends get a much needed pistol round. And doing so in a very good fashion, especially after Watson did a fantastic hold, basically solo in tree. I like what Chrome did alongside Dorios of using that paint shell towards the stairs to push back Watson and allow them to have a 2v1 situation against God's Sanity, which they capitalized on very well. But beyond that, Watson just hit some insane shots, a little bit of prediction shots as well, spam through the smoke for a bit, and got a double kill. Got the advantage for Fominfriends. Speaking of advantage, Canonical is here. Blank, though, being very aggressive, pushing forward the Stinger, pulling a Scully cosplay, and might be able to come out on top from here if catch them on by surprise. No more Leers to work with.
Fomin isn't cleared though. God Sanity with a double. Fomin with one of their own. It's a full house of frags for Fominfriends. Notably, Fom is one of those friends. Insane. On the defensive side, they put together their second round. It was a gamble for Hawkball to send themselves all through really 2 different doors. It didn't really work out. It's an awful position for them to be in, but it's a gun round. It's a must-win round here for Fominfriends. Lose this, and you're facing 9 match points.
I'm really interested in seeing if God Sanity agrees to hold on to this frenzy. Surely not, right?
The world may never know.
Huh. Full committing for the next round. Frenzy in hand. A little bit of a right angle. It should work out with the crossfire of Harry. Frenzy should be good enough. We'll see if Blink falls for this trap being laid.
Really getting aggressive. This is a decent bit of map control here for Hawkball to work with. They need that map control to be the catalyst to success, especially when you have that weapon advantage. You can't allow yourself to be funneled into the exact same positions they were in the previous round. Rui is caught by the Prowler, will be nearsighted for the time being, but should be perfectly fine. Indeed, they are. No aggression pushed off of that by Fominfriends. Understandably so. They don't have much information nor weaponry to work off of.
Yeah, based on the timing as well, that information they got from that Prowler is not the most effective because by now they could have rotated over A site, so just a little bit of a stall tactic is all it really was. Buy some time off the timer. Spokes go down, and spam is in. Watson not being able to get as much luck as he found in the first missile round this half.
Fomin gets one across. They're trying to get aggressive. Blank does just that. Gets aggressive in through the door. Do they clear the close corner? No. Timing has been caught by the Reyna, though. Waiting inside of the market. Nobody rotating in through the market. It's B main and CT. That's the call here for the defensive side on the retake. One does retake over towards Blank and dies because of it. Timing caught by Polar Bear, but Blank flanking around finds yet another, looking for even more. Somehow Polar Bear lives. What is this round? Hawk on the match point. If I was on Hawkball, I would be spamming question marks in chat right now. What the heck just happened? I mean, they're on land. They could just scream, what the heck are you doing?
What are you doing? Is
right
like
now.
the common one that you scream these days for Valorant land. What are you doing? Yeah, Polar Bear switching to the gun. I would have at least thrown the incendiary, like, I'm not gonna have time to switch my gun. I'll just shoot my incendiary out with my dying breath. Switches the gun instead. I was like, oh no, Polar Bear, oh no. But then like Chrome is there where the crossfire swing off from stairs and guns them down and forces back the members of Fominfriends. God standing the last one alive and couldn't make anything happen from there. Match points. That's exactly what I see on a match point is Watson getting first frag if you're a Fominfriends player or fan. Final. Falls off. Good info gathered though.
There's no way they clear this close corner, right? There's no way you clear the Brimstone in the close range position. There's no reason to. I mean, well, there is, but, you know, there isn't. I don't think they will. Perry's just waiting, is caught with a timing as well. No way. Perry may live here, but may not find a kill. Fomin finds a double in the back line. Watson looking for the final. Finds just that. 2 for Perry, 2 for Fomin, and Perry. It's insane. It's insane to see the consistency out of Fominfriends in the second half of play.
Yeah. You basically have to flash out of a smoke in that situation, especially if you don't have a jet smoke to dash through to buy some time. If Watson's going straight on the site completely exposed, you gotta get a flash in before the satchel charge comes, or at least get a flash in behind the raise. So not like full flash, that kind of situation. But yeah, defensive things, you know, one of those things about pug teams is it's hard to execute coordinated attacks So oftentimes we'll see Pug teams being better at defense. I don't know the amount of experience that Fominfriends has together, I'll be honest. So I'm just going on guesswork here, but that kind of seems to be the case, especially with Watson hitting insane shots. Really just needed an operator in his hands.
Watson's insane with that. Riken with a double, lining them up, and a third onto Chrome in towards the garage. Down to just one. Rui, 1 versus 5. Spectre and that Spike almost in hand. Spectre is in hand. The fake plant does not take out the Prowler though. He's nearsighted and deafened. Awful position to be in if you are that Killjoy. And well, they're an even worse one. That's 6 feet under. Dead is the Killjoy. Hawkbald still on match point. Chrome has dropped a 20 bomb in 17 rounds.
Right there, you see that oppressive power and strength of a Fade. Like, they're on the site, they're basically in a corner. Let's just throw a bunch of utility and make it impossible for them to have any moments to breathe or catch their footing at all, and just swarms onto the site as soon as that second Prowler comes through. Timeout from Hawkball. They're certainly in a comfortable position right now in this game, but the game is not over yet, and I've seen some crazy comebacks. 11-1 certainly would be one of them. But it's one that's certainly still possible as well for Fominfriends.
Unfortunately, the words possible and probable are two very different things. It is very much possible. The probability of Hawkbald losing multiple gun rounds between now and, well, 7 rounds from now, even though, yes, they've already lost one of those gun rounds, but this is going to be another one of them. This is not a must-win round for Hawkball. The only real must-win round for them is round 24.
Yeah.
But you'd still like to see them pick up a couple of these just for their own momentum. This is the lower decider in Group E, so winner of this moves on. Loser goes home without money and without too much happiness. Going to a LAN and not doing all that well is not too exciting, if I do say so myself. But if you're Fominfriends, this is a round, along with the next 7, you win, or you go home.
Nice read with this defensive setup from Killjoy.
They vacated the site. The showstopper hits absolutely nothing. The snipe attempt at the showstopper doesn't land. I saw one of those in VCT yesterday. It was absolutely nuts. Seemingly the longest showstopper in the world, but a post plant now for Fominfriends. The only ult they have is a difficult one to use.
Yeah, there's no overall strike or anything like that to shut down this lockdown either, so it's going to buy so much time from Hawkball. And you see Drios already positioned over towards one, has protection of the alarm bar as well, watching out for the flank, and ready to use that Hunter Sphere on top of it all.
Nightfall thrown in, they'll go in. Blank is deafened, can't do anything about it, but Chrome deafened as well, only finds one before they fall. Rui playing lineups alongside Drios, who has the Hunter's Fury available. They have to clear out both of them. In goes the Hunter's Fury. It finds a tag onto one, does not find the kill though. The spray does for Rui. The second attempt there for Drios does not. It does not matter. Drios doesn't care. Hawkbald take ascent. They move on to the bracket stage. Fominfriends, they go home.